this thing on. Hey, I realized that I haven't really talked about Black Lives Matter on here, but I talked about it on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. But this platform I just left and gave up. I want to talk about it on here because it's important. If you don't realize what's going on right now, you kind of need to just go on Twitter, go on Instagram, go on TikTok, go on Facebook, go on the news. It's not that hard to understand. It's simple. I want to share a story and I want to delay a message that I am not against black people. I am for and with them. Black lives matter, and until they are equal as me, Spanish, or anyone else that is white descent, then I'm going to keep fighting for Black Lives Matter for the day I die, and I don't care. If you hate me because I'm white and I fight for someone else, I don't care. You're not going to change what I believe. So, in high school, my freshman year, I went to an all-white school. There was one black kid in the school. His name was Juan, and I'm sure everyone didn't like him. I'm sure there was evil things said about him, and I'm sure he didn't feel like he fitted in. But I never judged him. I never looked at him differently. I never thought he was different because he's human. So I and my family, and I, we moved to Florida. My sophomore, junior, and senior year, I went to a basically all black school. There was white people there, but the majority was black and Spanish people there, and other. I became friends with Jamaican, Haitian, every nationality you can think of, every race, every background, and not once did they judge me. Not once did they look at me differently. They laughed with me. They cried with me. Did everything. We did everything together. They were family. There was a guy, his name was Bindi Joe. He was a Haitian guy. I went through a hard time and I left my house. Didn't come back for a while. He took me into his house. They fed me, they gave me a place to stay, and they took care of me. He was like family to me. And my actual family looked down on me and was annoyed that I left. But I did that because, well, if I didn't do it, I probably would get kicked out anyways. I was going through a hard time in high school. And basically I went through so many times of being homeless. The first time was I was rebellious and was angry. And the other time I just didn't have a place to stay. And it was hard. In Miami, it was very hard. But ever since then, my life has been getting slowly better. But I was treated better from a stranger than a family member. And it's not because that my family's evil. It's just because, I don't know. But Bindi Joe, we call him Baby Joe. he was there for me, and he fought for me, and he stood on my side like I was family. He didn't care if I was white or anything of that nature. He loved me for me because I loved him for him. I respect him. And yeah, I got through so much. He was the first person to be there when I got in a car accident, a really deadly accident. Like 1 inch, I would have been dead. I'm thankful and I'm blessed to be alive, and that God saved me from, official death. Baby Joe, or Bindi Joe, he was there. The first person. He walked in crying. He's like a brother to me. Now, we're not friends anymore, but at that time, he was there for me. He moved away and tried to pursue acting in New York, and like a year later after my accident, he moved away. So it's no bad blood with me and him. I wish we were still friends, but he just went off and did his own thing. But my whole point to this is that if you don't believe that every human is human, and if you think that black people deserve to die, then you gotta really look into your heart and understand that you're wrong. Because God didn't make everyone different. Meaning, he didn't make my skin or my blood different in his eyes. We're the ones that started that. People need to really wake up and be the change. Don't say it, do it. And until Black Lives Matter just as much as mine, then I'm going to continue to fight for it and fight for them. Because just look at this. There's between 41 and 43 million black Americans. That means 170 million or 160 something, 160, 170 million are white Americans. That means if you put every black person in California, 49 other states are looking at them and saying that you're alive doesn't matter. Just look at that. That's 24 or 25% of America is black. The rest is white. 60 or 76%. I don't know if it's the exact numbers, but that's pretty much what it is. So, could you imagine if 170 or 169 or 168 million people told you that you're garbage and you deserve to die, and that my life matters more? Could you imagine that? They can. Black lives can. Stop putting your life after someone else. Love someone before yourself. And then make the change. Black lives matter because they do. All lives matter. Yes, we get that. But all lives don't matter until Black lives matter, just like mine. That's my point.